In this video, we'll talk briefly about the Maxwell's equations. These equations have been one of the very founding equations on which electromagnetics is based. Before Maxwell's equations, the electric and magnetic phenomenon, they were thought to be unrelated, and only in 1865, when Maxwell provided the mathematical theory, and then he showed that there is a close relationship between the electric and magnetic phenomenon, and he laid down the very basic Maxwell's equations, which are the founding equations of present-day electromagnetic theory. These four equations are put into two forms. One is the differential form, and the second column gives the integral form of these equations, and the last column indicates here on what basic law these equations have been based. So the first column is regarding the basic Ampere's law. That means how the changing electric field could have the effect on the magnetic field, or how the magnetic field is produced by the changing electric field. The second equation relates to the changing magnetic field and how this changing magnetic field could affect to the electric field in the circuit, and that is basically the Faraday's law. And this third one is divergence D equals to rho. That means net flux outside the surface is equals to charge enclosed. This is basically a Gauss's law which was introduced earlier, and divergence B equals to 0, as basically indicates there is no net flux. That means there are no isolated magnetic charges present. The other part of this theory, which is predicted by the given by the Maxwell, is that he also predicted that the electric and magnetic fields can also move through the space, like maybe a free space, maybe a dielectric medium or any other medium, by his field equations. So these field equations have been very important that how the propagation of the waves, like plane waves, takes place in the media of any kind. And we would just like to give the statement of these equations here. Now, normally when we try to give the statement of Maxwell's equations, we mostly take the integral form of these equations here. That this first equation, which is basically based on the modified Ampere's law, it says that the total magnetomotive force H dot dl, total magnetomotive force around the closed path. This circle indicates here the path is closed. Around the closed path is equal to the total current density. One part of current density is Jc, the conduction current density, and the other part is displacement current density. So this magnetomotive force is equals to the total current density of the area which is enclosed by this closed path. Now the second Maxwell equation, that E dot E dl equals to minus delta B over delta T dA. That means this says that electromagnetic force around the closed path is equal to minus negative of the rate of change of the magnetic flux, or magnetic displacement through the area. This is basically the Faraday's law, and this law has been put in mathematical form in this form. Now the third equation is d dot dA equals to rho dV. That means net flux coming out of any surface is equal to the charge enclosed within the volume formed by the surface. This is a basic Gauss's law, and the last one is B dot dA. That means the magnetic flux, net magnetic flux coming out of an area is equal to 0, because there are no isolated magnetic charge. As the isolated electric charge exists, the magnetic charges they are not isolated, so always the net flux would be 0. So these have been the Maxwell's equations, and we'll see in when we talk about the problems based on Maxwell equations, how these Maxwell equations have been used in different problems. One thing should be noted here, that the integrals here on the left hand side of this integral form of the Maxwell equation, they are all closed integrals, while the integrals on the right hand side, they are not the closed integrals. So you have to be very careful about the surfaces we are referring to, whether they are closed surface or they are not a closed surface. The other very important equation which have been developed after the Maxwell's equations, it is basically is said to be the wave equation. The wave equation, it is basically derived from the Maxwell's equations, and these Maxwell's equations, when they are put by some manipulations, they lead to the equation of this kind, like del square H minus gamma square H equals 0, and del square E minus gamma square E. This is the wave equation in H, and this wave equation in E. That means there is a time variation of the field, and there is a space variation through this del operator. And these wave equations have been very successfully used to predict the propagation of electromagnetic waves, the plane waves in the media, maybe free space, conducting media, or perfect dielectric media, and so on. So these wave equations, the governing equations, have been written here. The value gamma for the propagation constant is given here, alpha j beta and alpha and beta are given, and these are the different parameters of the medium through which these are propagating. Now the third part here, which is a very important relation, that is a Poynting vector. That means basically when the electromagnetic waves are propagating through the media, that means the energy also propagates along with the waves. So how the energy propagates through the waves is being represented by the Poynting vector, that indicates the instantaneous power flow and through the space. Note here that E and H are the electric and magnetic field components, and the power flow at right angles to both E and H, and in the direction of E cross H. So this is represented at P equals to E cross H. These are electric and magnetic field vectors. Since E and H are time varying, we can also find the time average power flowing through the space. So this indicates of real part of E cross H complex conjugate. That is, by knowing this, you can find out the real power which is flowing through the waves. Thank you.